pure substance that is made of two or more elements chemically combined. An element is a pure substance that cannot be split into anything simpler by chemical means. An atom is the smallest particle of an element that take part in chemical reaction. State the role of the following apparatus. Desiccator, it is used for drying substances. Crucible, it is used for heating solid substances that require strong heating. Wash bottle, it's used to hold water for rinsing vessels and for adding water into vessels with narrow necks. Defragrating spoon, it's used for holding substances being burnt. Test tube rack, it is used for holding and supporting pieces of apparatus during experiment. Differentiate between luminous and non-luminous frame. Luminous frame has 4 zones, non-luminous has 3 zones. Luminous is used for writing, non-luminous is used for heating. Luminous is produced when air hole is closed, non-luminous is produced when air hole is opened. Then draw a well-labeled diagram of a luminous flame. So it is drawn like that. So it has 4 zones: the thin outer pale blue zone, the bright yellow zone, the almost colorless zone, and then you have the air current. State the method of separation of the following mixtures: water and sand, that is decantation; water and ethanol, simple distillation; sodium chloride and water, evaporation; kerosene and water, use of a separating funnel. Name the method that can be used to extract oil from sunflower, that is solvent extraction. In the method named, state the property of oil that enables it to take place. Of course, oil is soluble in propanol and it has higher boiling point than propanol. Therefore, when propanol evaporates, it will be left there. Describe that process. You crush the sunflower using mortar and pestle and you add the propanol as your solvent. Once the oil is dissolved, the solution is left in the sun for the solvent to evaporate. So oil has a higher boiling point than the solvent and therefore it is left on the evaporating dish. The spots in the diagram shows the chromatogram paper with the 3 brands of soda suspected to contain unwanted food additives. So you are supposed to label the unwanted additives are N and P only. Use the chromatogram to circle the spots that show the unwanted. So the ones that show unwanted are the ones that are not in the same level with the ones of the pure substance. So pure substance is M. Label solvent front, baseline, that is how you label the baseline and the solvent front. Here you have a curve. You are told to explain what happens when naphthalene is heated using the following graphs. So you have point AB, BC, and CD. You're supposed to explain point AB or region AB. Here, the temperature increases steadily as naphthalene absorbs heat energy. And the heat energy that is absorbed, it increases the kinetic energy of particles and they vibrate more vigorously. Region BC, this is BC. So the temperature remains constant until the naphthalene has melted. So heat is used to break down the bonds between the naphthalene molecules, and then naphthalene changes from solid to liquid. Region CD, that is where temperature increases again. The temperature rises steadily as the liquid naphthalene absorbs heat energy, and then heat increases kinetic energy and the particles move faster. Explain the effects of impurities on boiling point. They of course lower the melting point of substances and they raise the boiling point of liquid. Explain characteristics of temporal physical change. They are easily reversible. No new substance is formed. The mass does not change and they are not accompanied by heat change. Write the equation for the following reaction when copper 2 sulfate crystals are heated. Of course, hydrated copper 2 sulfate, which is blue, when it is heated, it turns into anhydrous copper 2 sulfate, which is white, plus water of crystallization is released. Then you are supposed to answer when cobalt 2 chloride is heated. Of course, hydrated cobalt 2 chloride, once it is heated, it gives anhydrous cobalt 2 chloride, which is blue, and water. State 2 characteristics of temporal chemical change. a new substance is formed, there is change in mass, and the change can be reversed. So what happens when copper 2 nitrate is heated, explained using an equation. So when it is heated, a colorless gas that writes a glowing sprint is produced. That colorless gas is oxygen. A red-brown gas is produced, that is nitrogen 4 oxide, and then a black substance is formed, that is copper 2 oxide. That is the equation. State the name of the elements found in the following. Calcium nitride. Of course, it's calcium and nitrogen. IDE means 2 elements are present. If it's ATE, 3 elements are present. So, sodium carbonate is sodium, carbon, and oxygen. Iron 2 sulfide, iron and sulfur. Calcium carbide, calcium and carbon. Sodium sulfide, sodium and sulfur, and oxygen. State the Latin names of the following. Potassium, it's kalium. Sodium, it's natrium. Silver, argentum. Gold, aurum. Iron, ferrum. Lead, plumbum. Mercury, hydrargyrum. The symbols of the following. Chlorine is Cl, cobalt Co, manganese Mn. It's supposed to be Mn, not Mg. Nitrogen N, mercury Hg, and silver Ag. Define the term acid. An acid is a substance that reacts with a base to form salt and water as the only products. An acid can also be defined as the proton donor. An indicator is a substance that shows a definite color in an acid and a different definite color in a base. The indicators you are supposed to fill in that table. Litmus, it's red in acid, blue in a base, purple in neutral. Phenolphthalein is colorless in an acid, pink in a base, and colorless in neutral. Methyl orange is pink in an acid, yellow in a base, and orange in neutral solution. Say 2 examples of acid: hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid. Examples of bases: sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide. pH scale. It's a scale running from 0 to 14, and it shows the acidity and alkalinity of substance. Basically, it ranges from 0 to 14. State whether the solution with the following pH are acidic, basic, or neutral. pH 3 acidic, pH 6 acid, pH 12 base, 7 neutral, and 8 base. Which of the following listed above are strong acid? It's pH 3. It ranges from 0 to 3 to 4 there. Weak base 8 to 10. Strong base 12, pH 12. And then a weak acid, pH 6.